Part two. Part two. You cannot fake a connection with God or a higher power or the divine. Like, you can't fabricate that. You can't, I don't know. You can't, but you could imagine it, but it's about actualization ultimately, and truly having a connection with something beyond the physical. Whether that's, one God, or you refer or resonate with your ancestors and spirit guides and angels. You can't fake that either. Like, I can see how it can be easy to just kind of say things like, oh, my ancestors this, or my spirit guides that, or my angels that, or God this, higher power that, divine this, source that, universe that. It can be easy to just say things because there's a level of awareness of it. But the actualization part is where you get the wisdom. It's where you get that connection, and where you feel secure, right? Like I was saying in my last video about security and stability with that sense of authority. It's like when your parental figures or guardians would protect you, right? Or they were supposed to protect you, right? That's what the higher powers do. That's what higher forces do. That's what our ancestors do. That's what they do. But it's like, if you don't have a openness or a healthy understanding of what protection looks like, you also may be battling, okay? Like, based on earthly experiences, if you didn't have a lot of examples of being protected and it coming from a loving place, it can be difficult to understand how God or higher powers, higher forces protect you, because it is quite similar. Like in my last video, I briefly mentioned how some people say, like, fear God. Like, and that comes with a certain understanding, right? It's not like fear, like, oh, like I'm afraid of the dark, or I'm afraid of spiders or something like that, right? Fearing God is like about, it's in the same energy of, say, your parent or caregiver, if they told you to clean up and you didn't, you knew you were going to be on punishment. You know what I mean? Or they told you not to do something, or told you how to do something, or you understood it was going to be some adverse, unfavorable consequence for not following their direction, right? That's what the relationship is to higher powers or spiritual authorities, and even spiritual law, right? Just like there's law of the land, there's a law of the spiritual world. And you know what I'm saying? And that's through the Kabbalion, or you call them universal laws, or the Hermes Trismegistus, which is Thoth or Jehudi in Kemetic Egyptian pantheon. But it's like the teachings of universal law, universal order through the Kabbalion, which is the name of the book, if you want to refer to that, and understanding that these laws work in harmony with nature, and we're at the mercy of these laws just as much as we're in the mercy of not stealing and all the other laws that we could get locked up for and get fined for. You see what I'm saying? So having an awareness of those things is important to building that secure, stable foundation with a higher authority, higher powers, spiritual authority and spiritual powers, right? But it's like, if you don't have that, or if you have a disrespect for that or a disregard for that, it'll be harder. You know what I mean? And so, like I said before, the fear isn't, oh, like I'm scared. It's, I know what will happen and what can happen if I try to fight against or go against these spiritual laws and orders. This doesn't make me less of a power in my individuality. It actually makes me more powerful. It makes me more in tune with my strength when I know that living this human experience and still having this human experience, I still have something that I need to essentially look up to or look around at. Okay, because it's not just you out here, right? And that's what I was speaking on in the previous video. It was like, you learn that you have this power to change your reality based on perception, and you learn that you are this God, this goddess, and you have all this power, this magnetism, this electricity, this light, this love, this you can manifest, and da 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 da. But it's like, it's not just you out here though. Like, that, right? And do you connect with that part, right? Do you have a connection with those things around you, right? There's a song called Breaths. It's by Sweet Honey in the Rock. It's one of my favorite songs. And a part of the song is, listen more often to things than to beings, right? And that's talking about like nature, and even certain objects that have energetic signatures. Like, we can get deep into that, but I'm not right now. But it's like, you want to be able to listen to the world around you, to nature around you, because that is spiritual communication as well. It's not always human to human, person to person communication that we adhere to. So in building that strong spiritual foundation or spiritual connection to authorities and higher powers, you would have to listen to the things around you, know how to listen to the things around you. And that's a part of intuitive development. All right, I'll be sharing soon about this intuitive development class that I had did just recently, and I'm going to open it up to share with some other people. But I just wanted to share this now because it's been floating around my consciousness the last few days to share something about what spiritual authority is and why certain people may be having difficulties surrendering. And a lot of that has to do with divine feminine energy as well, and being in tune with your divine feminine. And really, if you're having difficulty being in tune with your divine feminine, there's probably difficulty with the divine masculine as well, because that's a union, right? That's a dynamic. It works together. So if your divine feminine is not in harmony, your masculine is out of balance as well. And I have an article in a conscious blog. I'll leave my link in the description. Again, you could check out the article in there that I have about masculine feminine energy and how to embody it and recognize it within the self. But again, saying all this to say, just talking about spiritual authority, and just wanted to add a part 2 about what it means to fear God or fear a higher power. And it's about respect and knowing that you are just a minuscule part of reality, so long as you're still having a human experience. And so there has to be something in the spiritual realm, in the unseen, that you know to understand as your protection, as your guardian. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that. Peace.